What's up, guys? Steel Twins back at you with another video.
So, for the past few weeks, this whole Le'Veon Bell situation's been all over social media. It's gone out of control. Basically, you know, back in what was it, February, March?
I believe
March.
it was March. I can't remember. But we placed a franchise tag on him, in which he has yet to sign.
Yeah, and 2 weeks ago, you know, we offered him I don't know what it was. I believe it was a 4 or 5.
It was a 5-year deal.
4 or 5 year
contract extension.
It was averaging over 12 mil a year. And in his first 2 years, he would have made over 30 million. In his first 3 years, he would have made over 40 million.
In which, obviously, he would end up declining that 5-year contract.
Dude, I would have taken that in a freaking instant, dude. But the thing is, I don't know how much the Steelers guaranteed him, because that's what he wants, guaranteed money. I don't know how much the Steelers guaranteed him. He wants guaranteed mony. And when he said...
but if that was Bell, I would have taken that money.
And
I would have taken that contract extension.
And he said that he wants to be paid as a #1 running back and a #2 receiver.
Now, I don't know if we're actually going to be able to pay him that much.
I mean, this past offseason, you know, we signed Brown to a 4-year extension. And we just signed Alejandro Villanueva to a 4-year deal for $24 million. So that's real good. That's a great fucking deal, by the way.
Yeah.
So, of course, we signed Villanueva because we didn't give Bell a long-term extension. If we would have given Bell a long-term extension, I don't think we would have gotten a deal going.
I don't know, but...
That's just my opinion. But, anyway, back to Bell. He's just being greedy, dude. He's being greedy.
He really is, though.
And, he did not...
Like,
now, players... The Steelers players reported to training camp 2 days ago, on Thursday. And yesterday, they started training camp. Le'Veon Bell did not report to training camp, and he has yet to report to training camp. And honestly, I don't think he will report to training camp at all.
It's because he wants more money. That's what he wants. He's being greedy.
He's holding out. And
there's no denying his freaking talent. He's an amazing running back, and he can be an amazing receiver as well. He's a good receiving back.
No doubt. We already know what he can bring.
But the money we offered him, the contract we offered him, he should have taken it. In my opinion, he should have taken it.
We know the talent he possesses. We know what he can bring to the table. We know how important and how valuable he is to this offense.
Exactly.
But in my opinion, most of you may disagree with me, but in my opinion, he is still unproven because of his suspensions and of his
injury problems.
Injuries. Now, granted, the injuries weren't his fault. They were not his fault, but the suspensions were, except the second one. But something tells me, because his second one, you know, he changed his number and he did not notify the NFL, and he missed the drug test, the piss test. Something tells me he did it on purpose because he knew he would have failed. That's just my opinion. I think he did it on purpose. The first suspension was his fault. Second was not. But in my opinion, he had, you know, something tells me he knew he was gonna fail. So, and anyway, I just feel like he's a little unproven. I mean, he has yet to complete one full season.
Exactly, a full 16 games to be exact.
Yeah, full season. So, I'm happy that we placed a franchise tag on him. Now, Bell has yet to sign it. I'm glad we placed a franchise tag on him. I wanted us to place the franchise tag on him because I want him to play one more year to prove himself, and hopefully he can play a full 16-game season, uninjured and unsuspended.
If he can be able to do that, then yeah, maybe we can give him a little bit more money. Maybe we can finally come to an agreement next offseason, but I don't know about that. I really don't.
And I knew that if we signed Bell to a long-term extension this year, I mean, we just signed Antonio Brown. In my opinion, I think we would have had enough money to resign Bell this season. So I'm thinking maybe we sign him next season and let him prove himself for one more year on a franchise tag. And if we signed him, if Bell accepted that contract that Steelers offered him, I don't think we would have been able to sign Alejandro Villanueva. I don't think, because there's rumors, and it's very well possible that Tua might be getting an extension this offseason.
Along with Shazier as well.
So, without that, I don't think we would have been able to sign those players. And next year, I'm sure we will have enough money to assign Bell.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Now, I want us to assign Bell. I do. But I just want him to prove himself. I feel like he's still unproven. I don't know how you guys feel, but I just feel like he's unproven.
When healthy, he's a dominant freaking running back.
Well, without doubt, you know, he's arguably the best running back in the game right now.
But it's just his suspension problems and his injuries. He needs to overcome those.
We already know.
And prove to the Steelers and to Steeler Nation that he can play a full 16 games.
Now, he is not in training camp, but he is training in Miami. Now, I am glad to hear that he is training that he is getting in football shape. He's focusing on football season. He's focusing on his football career. I'm glad to hear that.
But he should be, like, coming to training camp.
Exactly. Why wouldn't you want to train with your teammates? Create more chemistry. Get better with your teammates. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, exactly.
So,
get more chemistry with the line. Get more chemistry with Ben. Get more chemistry with Brown. Get
and with
some
the
more
new
chemistry.
and with the new teammates that we added.
Exactly.
Especially James Conner and Juju Smith.
Exactly.
For example.
If you see Antonio Brown on social media, on Instagram and Twitter, he's letting out messages to Bell like, "Come on, it's Super Bowl season."
As a matter of fact, I do want to show you guys. I actually have a few photos to show you guys. Here's Brown on Twitter from Antonio Brown. He said, and I quote, "It's Super Bowl season. Let's go, bro." And he tagged Le'Veon Bell. As you see, it shows the emoji of him signing of a contract extension and stuff like that. And then he came to Instagram. As you see, it's a picture of James Harrison, Antonio Brown, Cameron Hayward, and Le'Veon Bell. Now, I'm not sure if you guys can read that. If you guys are close enough, you can. But Antonio Brown says, so you're not trying to play with us, bro. And he tagged Le'Veon Bell. First rule of getting better is showing up. Hashtag movement, not moment.
Antonio Brown's freaking right.
He's right,
The first rule of getting better is showing up, especially with your teammates.
Antonio Brown never held out.
No.
He always showed up because he wanted to get better, become a much better player.
Because Brown never worried about his contract, negotiations. He worried about getting that one thing that the Steelers are trying to get, especially for Dan Rooney, and that's our 7th Lombardi.
And he knew that we were going to get an extension going because him and the Rooneys have a great chemistry, especially Dan Rooney, man.
Exactly.
Him and Dan Rooney had a great chemistry. He had a great relationship, man. And nothing would make him more proud than to get number 7 for Dan Rooney this season, man. And now Le'Veon, what the hell? Ben Roethlisberger came and said, "I've texted him twice. Haven't heard anything back. I don't know if it's an old number, whatever. But like I said, I'd love for him to be here because he's a big part of our offense and he's really good at what he does. But I also understand where he's coming from." Who wouldn't want him back?
Exactly.
Who wouldn't want him back? And even Pro Bowl center Marquise Pouncey put on Instagram. It's him and Pouncey, or Bell and Pouncey. He said, "I need my boy in the building today. Can someone tell the Steelers he can have some of my money? Get the bag done for 26 Savage." And he tagged Le'Veon Bell. He is willing to give some of his money to Bell so that we can sign him to a long-term extension. That right there shows how important he is, not only to the Steelers, offense, but to the players themselves,
to his teammates.
And even
like this whole team wants Bell to show up because they know they are so close from getting that Lombardi, from getting that 7th Lombardi. They are so close.
And adding
and Bell is a key player into that.
And adding Martavis Bryant back to this offense, that's going to make us a more dynamic offense, dude.
Exactly.
Now, of course, Bryant's still going through the whole thing with the reinstatement, which he's still going through the process of being reinstated. I don't know why. I totally understand.
But Martavis Bryant is training. He's getting stronger. He's getting faster. He's getting better.
Yeah. And Ramon Foster put on Instagram, "Contract update. Haters going to say it's photoshopped. AB with the big bag. LOL. You next up." And he tagged Le'Veon Bell. "Also, this is all fun, folks. Nothing serious. Now carry on." I found this to be funny. He's obviously playing with Le'Veon Bell, but he's he wants Le'Veon Bell back more than anyone, or just as much as anyone on this offense. That just shows you how important Le'Veon Bell is to this team, how important he is to this offense, man. They are willing. They want him back, man. And Marquise Pouncey's willing to create more salary cap space just so that Steelers can resign Bell.
Exactly.
And trust me, I want us to resign Bell, but I want him to be proven. One full, healthy, unsuspended, full 16-game season.
If he can do that, then yes, maybe we can try to get him a little bit more money. Maybe we can come to an agreement next offseason.
If he doesn't play a full season this season, sure, I'll be a little devastated. I'll be a little mad, but I still want us to resign him. He's still a dynamic player.
He's great talent.
And honestly, if we don't resign Bell, I mean, it's gonna suck because he's a hell of a fucking player, very valuable, not as valuable as Ben, but we can survive without Bell. We did.
If you look with D. Williams and now potentially James Conner, I think we'd be all right.
Yeah, James Conner, man, especially since Bell is gone, since he's not in training camp. he's going to be getting first team reps. He's going to be getting more reps, which means he's going to communicate, add more chemistry, get better with his offense. Could potentially be the replacement for Bell
if we do not sign him.
Yeah,
re-sign him.
But I don't know, man. I hope Bell comes to his senses, comes to training camp. I don't see it happening. I'm glad he's training, but he should be training with his teammates.
Exactly.
There is one positive, though. He has a history with injuries, and it's very common for players to get injured during training camp.
So maybe is that a possibility? Make sure he don't get injured, just to train by himself. Is that a big possibility?
It's possible. That's a positive. That make sure he doesn't get injured in training camp. But he never got injured in training camp before, so
no.
What the hell's the whole deal? But I don't know, man. Hopefully Bell comes to his senses, man. Basically, he just needs to come to his fucking senses, because honestly, in my opinion, if he leaves the Steelers, he's not going to have a team, not going to have an organization, and not going to have an offensive line like we do, because Cowboys ain't going to sign him.
No, they got Elliott.
Raiders aren't going to sign him. Who the hell's going to sign him? The Colts? The Lions? Eagles? They're going to be dumb enough to give him all that money. He's not going to have a great offensive line to, for his play style, because he needs a great offensive line for his play style. But trust me, after he gets past the offensive line, he's like Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
He needs a great offensive line because, he needs a great offensive line for his play style. But after he gets past the offensive line, man, he's just an explosive
He's like
player.
Barry Sanders 2.0.
But the thing is, if he doesn't have a great offensive line to do what he does, he's not going to do. I don't think he'll be able to do what he does. I don't think he's going to. I don't know, man. That's just how I see it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. But I just hope Bell comes to his senses, man. Gets to camp. I'm excited for Bell this season. I really am. This could be his last season. I'm going to enjoy Bell this season because this could be potentially his last season with the Steelers, man.
It could.
Hopefully,
let's hope not.
Hopefully it's not. But if it is, of course, Steelers fans are going to be devastated. But we got James Conner. Honestly, we don't know what he's capable of because he hasn't played in the NFL yet. But honestly, I think he could be a great running back for us.
Exactly.
Running backs develop pretty good in our offense.
Yep.
And James Conner could be a great player for us. He's kind of like a mini Bell, a little bit.
If you think about it.
I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. And by the way, there are still entries. There's still 5 spots left in the Fantasy Football League. There's 15 spots. There's 20 teams, so there's 5 spots left. If you're still interested, let us know in the comments below, and we'll go from there. So hopefully Bell gets back to his senses. Bell just needs to report to Cam, man.
He really does.
He honestly, he's actually starting to piss me off. I mean, I'm not a professional football player, obviously. He is. I understand why he's doing it. There's a few players in the NFL that are doing it as well. Donald Penn of the Raiders, Aaron Donald of the Rams. I understand that, but I mean, at the same time, just like, why do you gotta do this?
Exactly. Like, show up for your teammates. Show up for the fan base.
Like, the team already knows you're a great fucking player. You don't think that they're not gonna resign you?
I don't know. Anything can happen, though.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Bell just needs to get his shit together, man. That's how I see it. I don't know, man.
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later.
Peace!